Hi, are we live? Hi, everybody. So, just to start off, welcome. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat over here. It seems to be updating really well tonight. Uh, if my mic's working, can you just give me a thumbs up in the chat or yes? It should be working. It's showing it's working. In fact, I could actually test it, I suppose. Do, do, do. Bear with me. I just want to make sure I've got sound. There's a little bit of a lag. We are live. Hopefully we have sound. Yep, fantastic. Okay, so we're going to run through the re-release of the bot-olgy stamps, 3 of them. Okay, we've had a lot of hi Kathy, good good to see your text. All good, thank you, Mandy. So I'm going to run through what's different with the stamps. The reason why we're re-releasing is just simply we've had so many people that have tried to get hold of them and can't get hold of them. So we thought we'd re-release 3 of them and then just see how that goes. So we will pop down to the desktop in a moment. I'm just going to give it a few minutes for people to get in. Yes, it's fine. Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, I've changed mics. I've changed to one of these little mics. Normally my mic's here and it's going to get in the way of what we're going to do. So I've got some lovely samples to show you from the design team. I'm not going to show you every single one because the guy's going to be posting up over the next week or next couple of weeks. Hi, Helen. But I'll show you a few of them. Okay. And I'm also going to show you a few other bits and pieces that are on the new releases as well tonight. Okay, should we get started? Should we go for it? Right. So, obviously the first one you may have seen today is the Better Together stamp. We'll go to the overhead camera in a minute so you can probably see a bit more detail. Now, these stamps, they're at a higher resolution, so you probably know that we started working on a higher resolution with Cosmic Shimmer. Makes such a difference. Makes such a difference. These were actually the original format that they were first drawn in. If you haven't got the older stamps, you probably won't be able to see the difference, but the shading and everything in these are unbelievable. And if I just hold the red rubber up for you, we've changed the stamp making process to give us a really, really deep etch. Really deep etch. Which kind of stops it when you're stamping, it stops that bleeding over onto the, it pushes down too far and it picks up the rubber around the edges of the stamp. So the first one is the Better Together. Same packaging where you got the acetate on the back that holds your stamp. You can put these in a folder or you can put a little ring like I have done here to hold them. Right, I've got to work out where I can put the stuff that I'm not using, so I'll put them down there for the moment. The next one, okay, have I got the right one? Yeah, this is a Spread a Little Kindness. Okay, and you've got a little robot there sat on the bench with his bird seed for feeding the birds. Again, detail is exactly how it should be on the original drawings. And then finally, the third one we've got is the Splash stamp, the rainy day stamp. You got the little robot jumping in a puddle. You can see the reflection of his feet in the puddle. Okay, so I'm just going to show you. I'm going to show you them stamped, but I might pop down to the desktop for that because we can get a kind of better view than me holding it up to the camera here. So let's do that. Let me just check the comments because I'm... Good morning, Shirley from Sydney, Australia. Never been to Sydney. I went to Brisbane. Hi, Jenny. Found the light. Yeah, I was panicking a little bit on the live because we're trying something a bit different here where we're cross-posting between my page and the Cosmic Shimmer page, but I've checked the Cosmic Shimmer page and we're live on there, which is brilliant. Which one's Tracy? Tracy. Hi, Angela. Purple lady. Purple backgrounds. We might have some purple in some of the samples today. Hi, Hameen. So should we pop down to the desktop then, and I'll just go into more detail, I think, on the desktop. Yeah, and I'll show you the stamp. I might even stamp one of them for you. So hold on. That should be my desktop. Yep. Move that out the way. Right, so I pre-stamped 3 of these, so you can get a much clearer view of this. These are stamped with, it's either archival, black archival, or VersaFine Onyx Black, jet black or Onyx Black. I think they were VersaFine Onyx Black. Honestly, we've perfected these stamps. They stamp fantastically. I'm just holding up so you can really see all the detail and the shading. Okay, even the text on the bird seed, how small that is, but it's come out perfectly. And then our little monkey, the rainy day stamp. When life throws you a rainy day, splash in puddles. Okay, so that's them stamped. There's one here, I've done a tutorial actually, where I show how this is just pencil, just shaded with pencil. Put a little bit of colour on the ground here, but I was gonna, and then we can colour over that. So there'll be a tutorial coming out on this, maybe tomorrow or the next few days anyway. Let's see if we've got, let me see if I can stamp one for you live. Let's take Better Together. Get some ink. Get a platform. Try to get it square. Make sure our sentiments are right way up. See, this is where it all goes wrong when I do it live. Okay, I've got away from the back tap, 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 and I just literally, as long as your ink pad's juicy enough, I just make sure I've covered all the areas without the tappity tap. Okay. Okay, I'm pushing quite firmly just all over the stamp. You guys have been stamping a while, will know. Look how perfect that is. Like I say, we've really perfected the rubber, and I could not go from rubber to clear stamps anymore. We've literally perfected it. Hurrah, it worked. I didn't make a fool of myself. Okay, let's pop back up again. Main cam, there we go. So as well as the stamps, we've also released some molds along with the stamps. I'm just going to quickly show you these, and I can show you some samples then of how we've used these molds. So these are the Katie Sue molds. This is the, I might as well go back down to the desktop, mightn't I? Do you think? Yeah. Okay, so this is the riveted metal plate. and I'll show you some samples of this in a moment. They're really high quality silicone molds. Okay, I've got one here to show you in a second. I got yeah, the rivet metal plate. There we go. Really beautiful silicone, and I know they are food safe, so if you want to do a bit of cake decorating, you're absolutely fine. Then we've got the pipes. Okay, Petite Pipe Works. I'll show you the mold. Okay, and the final one with these are the cogs. It's just a nice little small cog set that you can use. So that's our molds. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few samples that the design team's made. Let me just check the messages before I carry on. Hopefully you can see me in my little circle up the top. They stamp beautifully, yeah, Maz, they do stamp absolutely amazingly. I'm just going to scroll up a bit. Thank you, Linda. Durban, South Africa. Yeah, Linda, were you the one that was struggling to get the stamps in South Africa? Oh yeah, we wish we could buy your stamps here. Just love your stamps. I'm sure our guys will be working on it and see if we can get them out to South Africa in some way. If you know a craft or an art distributor out there, have a word with them. Hi-fi, not sure what that means, Mandy. Hi-fi? Yeah, these are yeah, Jane, these are a re-release, but they are just, they're exactly the when you make a stamp and you do a drawing for a stamp and you know that probably not all the detail is going to come out in the final stamp, rubber stamp itself. Now I know exactly what I put in is what I'm going to get put out at the end of it, working to tolerances and things like that. So oh, molds. Love the molds, but need a chore on how to colour them to get the rust look. Yeah, I'm gonna be yeah, I'll work on it. I mean, I can show you the rust look with inks, which is what I've done on the tutorial that I just mentioned that will be coming out soon. If you go onto my YouTube channel, you'll find a few rust tutorials on there, simple rust tutorials. I can kind of go into depth on rust at some point if I get the time to do a video. Okay, so should we start with a few samples? So first up, I've got one of our design team. Her name's Dee Adams. Dee loves a texture. So you can see the molds here. We've used the cogs, used some of the pipes, and then you might see some of the riveted plates here in the background. Obviously she's cut out the little robot there. So that's Dee Adams. In fact, I might as well go through order. This is Dee again. Okay. Oh, she's even got robot stamped up there, look. So Dee again, very similar, but using the molds, the pipes, the riveted backgrounds, the cogs. And she's kind of broke up the riveted backgrounds here a little bit, which I think is really cool. And then he's just peeking out from the corner. Love the grunge, yeah, Dee's very grungy. This one I love, she's used one of my stencils here in the background. I don't know if you can see it on camera, very lightly just touched it. I think either with some gold paint or some metallic luster. Yeah, I just love it. Absolutely love it. And then the final one from Dee, very similar to the first one. And you can see she's used lots of aspects from the molds. Okay, so that's D's. Design team guys that are in here, I'm not showing every single one because I know you guys are going to post up, but I'd like to just show a few if possible. So who we got? Let's have a look. Now, this hasn't got a name on it, but I think it might be Maz. Maz, is that you? Hi, Fiona. Fiona, we need to speak. I think this is Maz. So you can see the riveted plate, how she's used it in the background here. And the pipe work. You can actually get a larger pipework mold, I think, on the Katie Sue mold herself on the website. This is a smaller one that kind of goes really well with cards and tags and a cog there. You got a little bit there on there. There's a bit of shimmer there, Maz. I'm trying to keep everything ordered here. Move mine out the way. Here we got, we got a name on this one. This is our Maz. Again, using one of my stencils on the background. I hope these are showing clear enough. I quite like that. I quite like the blues. It's quite wintry, Maz. Quite wintry. I think these are all going to be in order. This is Maz again. We got a bit of a snow scene here. While I'm doing this, I'm going to try and... It's yours, Maz, yeah. Do you think you will start doing workshops again soon? Yes. So let me. I did a couple of workshops last year to get myself back into it again. In fact, I must get hold of it. I've been asked to do one in June. I will start doing workshops again. It's just I've been so busy since I've joined in with Cosmic Shimmer, with like product development, developing stamps, and we do so. It's just been a whirlwind since April to now. It's been a bit of a whirlwind, but I'm good enough to start going out and doing workshops now. So if anybody wants to book me, I will definitely think about it. New Zealand would be nice again. I'd like New Zealand. Yep, so that was a Maz. Sorry, I cut on with it. Let me go back down to the desktop. Well, would you know it? Maz again. Bit of a sunshine one here. That's lovely, Maz. Okay, and one of the new stencils there in that one again. I'll try not to go. Here we go. This is from Jill Harrop. I think she's part of the Katie Sue design team. Again, one of the new stencils in the background. We're pink, very different. Oh, I thought it might be a £10 note in there, but no, she's not sent me anything. Okay, this is quite cool, isn't it? This is Mandy Miller. Archie, love your workshops, learning with fun. If you do a workshop in Hertfordshire, would love to come. Yeah, remember the Ministry of Mixology as well? We used to love doing those. You don't want much? No, I don't want much. I used to travel all over before COVID hit and before I fell ill. Yeah, I like what you've done here, Mandy, I think with a stencil. Really like the colouring of the robots as well. That's Mandy. So this has to be Mandy again. So you can she's used the pipework here. Look. Oh look, Skinner Street. I love Mandy's imagination is amazing. Isn't that cool? So cool. It's Mandy again. So this is like the pixie powder type of effect. That's cool. Mandy again. You may have seen one of Mandy's go up on the creators group today, the Cosmic Shimmer creators group. And she's used the cityscape reflections, my stamp in the background here. Fits really well. And I had to show this. This is the puzzle that Mandy's done. Great ideas, great ideas. I'm going to show one more of Mandy, and I've got a couple of slides of Hermine's stuff, but look at this. So we got the rusty box, Robots R Us, a bit of the pipe work here for the handle. Look at that. Now I saw a picture of this Mandy before I actually got the sample, and now I can see how 3D it all is. So clever. And I love the way you've done like a motorcycle chain thing going on here. Okay. Right, I think, oh, I got him out for you as well. So a while ago, I started making robots from epoxy clay and polymer clay and a kind of mixture. If I do more robots, I'll base them on these little guys. I think I've got some more actually. Here was my robot angel. I've not attached the wings, I apologise, but I didn't want to attach them in case I had to transport her or him, her or him. The petrol pump man, although I've lost his head somewhere. Yeah, the heads all move. There is another one, but I can't reach him at the moment. Okay, so I'm gonna pop back up to here. So I want to show you, as well as if you go to the KTC website, go to Cosmic Shimmer, and I think it's under Cosmic Shimmer New. All the new releases are on there. But if you also look at the KTC molds under KTC, I think they've released these as well under the Cosmic Shimmer. We got go back to the desktop. See, I love this. I've actually just cast the wings on this. It's drying at the moment for a project. You know, there are other molds. These are in the release at the moment, the butterflies. It's quite, I think there's 17 molds that we've released. So if you go under Katie Sue, Cosmic Shimmer New, and some really lovely frames as well, 3D frames here. Now, the other thing that we've got, my favourite gesso, now with Katie Sue or with Cosmic Shimmer. So this gesso, it's for me the perfect gesso. It's not too thick and bulky. Some gesso is very, very thick. It's okay if you want to add texture to canvases. This is a really creamy, smooth gesso. We've got it in black and white. I do think it's 200 ml, which for me is the perfect size, okay? If you've got a smaller pot, you use it a couple of times, it's more or less empty. If you've got a larger pot and you, I don't know, you use a third of that pot, let's say, you can guarantee that it depends. If you're a heavy user of gesso, you'll be okay. But if you're not, it's all going to dry up. This for me is the perfect size of gesso, easy to store. Really, really nice. Right, before I go on to the last item, let me go to the chat. It's mine, Mandy. Sorry, did I get one at Maz? Did I get one of them wrong? I don't know. Maybe I did. I think I got it right. I actually love the pipes. Yeah, the pipes are cool. Well, the clay robots. Yeah, I had so much fun doing the clay robots, Shirley. That was before Christmas last year. So around about this time of the year I was doing them. And then Christmas happened, and then obviously Cosmic Shimmer happened, and I've not really had time to get my clay out again, but I must do some more. No, it's funny actually. Maz has just set up here. Absolutely gorgeous, Mandy. The picture didn't do it justice, and I've received the guys. Let me go and speak to you normally. I've received the team's actual samples here now, and I saw the pictures in our private group, but when you actually see them for real, it's just so much better. You just sometimes a picture can't always show how it is. So I've tried to get them to get a light box to photograph their stuff, which gives a more of a true light on the image. Better. Right, I'm just catching up the chat. Angel robot on a stamp. Yeah, talking of stamps, so I've been working the end of this year on stamps for next year. Okay, the first release, which should be end of January. I can't say definite, but it should be. The stamps are done. They've been an awful lot of work, but oh my God. I mean, I've loved every set that I release, but I can't say anything, but this set is really special. It's really, really good. I can tell you what so this last collection was called Nostalgia. This new collection of stamps is going to be called Imagination. So you can imagine what they might be. You got one today, did you, Mandy? It's so worth it. It's one of the best things I bought for photographing. It really is. Yep. Okay, so finally, I've been waiting for this for a while. We're going to go down on the desktop again. Oh, actually, before we do that, let me go half screen. There we go. Right, bear with me on this. I did this because I thought I'd give you a clearer picture of the stamps here. So that's a splash. Hold on. Hold on. Right. What I want to do, I think. Oh, it's not working, guys. Oh, is it? Yeah, there we go. Just a bit of a clearer view of the stamps here, so you can really see the detail in them. Depending on what you're watching on, if you're watching on a phone, it might not be so clear. Okay, so I'm going to get her name wrong, and I apologise again, but I know she'll forgive me. Yeah, this is Hermine from Holland, and obviously her samples have been sent over from Holland, but I just want to show a few, and you're going to see these. She's going to post these up. I think I've just got a few of this one. There we go. I think Hermine gave a sneak peek of these the other day. I don't want to show too many more because it's not fair, is that? No, I won't show too many more. Okay. Right, final thing, desktop. And then I'll leave you all alone. Desktop. So we now have our embossing embossing powders. These are detail embossing powders. A lot of you know what that means. We've got white, black, I think something silver, bright gold, and a clear. Being detail, they're great for text. So this little example I've done here, this is the Better Together text from the robot stamp. This was with normal white embossing powder, and this is with the detail embossing powder. Can you see the difference? These are lovely for doing any text or any fine lines that you're doing. Okay, I tend to stamp with something like an archival ink, or more of a fine ink to get that finer, but they're really good. So we got the 6 colors of these: white, clear, black, gold and silver. Is there anything I missed before I go to details? Clear? Yeah, definitely. And also you can get things like oh god, things like perfect medium and stuff like that for your embossing, but I feel that you're better off. I get my best results for embossing with an archival or a pigment based ink, and depending on what, sometimes I use like the, sorry, wrong camera, like the brilliant white underneath the white, but normally I just use archival or VersaFine. I think under that one I did archival, the Wendy Vecchi Watering Can Grey on that. Yeah. Oh, great. Next is awesome. I promise you, just wait to January. I just wish I could show you what we've got so far, but it's been a lot of work. I'm not kidding you, months from the drawing, then I had to redraw them. But the next stamp set, okay, I don't know if anybody from Cosmic Shimmer's in here. I don't think so, but yeah, Katie Sue website, go to Cosmic Shimmer, scroll down, Cosmic Shimmer new, and all the stuff that I showed you here is in there. There's a few other bits and pieces. I think there's some mica type powders or something that you can use. But that's it. So we got the free stamps. Oh, yeah. So that tutorial, the video's all done. I think it's been edited or nearly edited. That will be available for you to watch soon, hopefully on my YouTube and the Cosmic Shimmer YouTube. Thank you very much for joining me. We did okay, half an hour. I was a little bit late only because my clock was like 2 minutes wrong. And I'll say goodbye unless anybody's got any questions. If you haven't got any questions, well done, Jane. Yeah, Jane, there's also another link, isn't there? Do you know what? I could probably do it myself. I wouldn't say lady. There's a link for just the new stuff as well, I think. Let me. Oh, I can't do it. If I start messing around, I'll probably end the live stream somehow. I don't want to be doing that, but hi Archie, it's my pleasure. Yeah, I think there's another link just for the new on there as well. Because I think the link that you've given there won't show the embossing powders or the gesso. That's just my stamps, I think. Anyway, everybody, have a wonderful evening. Hope you enjoyed this. I want to do more lives. I really want to do more lives. So hopefully I'll get a little bit more time. I know I've got another release coming up in December. My first molds in December, going to be on TV as well. So I've got to prepare for that, but maybe over the Christmas period I'll try and get a few more lives done. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.